On Christmas night, my mother slid my plate out from under my hands and said, almost sweetly, "You don't need a seat tonight." My father chuckled, nudged the porcelain toward a man I'd met 2 hours earlier, and called him son. I kept my smile steady, the one I wear when I'm supposed to be agreeable, and I stood up as if I'd only meant to stretch. I'm Maya, 29, a software consultant who has accidentally become the family's invisible scaffolding, the person who keeps everything from collapsing while everyone pretends the house stands on love alone. My younger sister Bree arrived with a new boyfriend named Zane, a walking TED Talk on crypto and hustle. He filmed the candlesticks for his story while my mother arranged the table as if arranging a stage. Dad wore the sweater I bought last year. He only wears it this one day like a prop. Zane should sit by your father, Mom said, mapping chairs like battle positions. Bree here, Dad there, me at the head. Maya, grab a chair from the kitchen, will you? There's a seat, I said. Mine. Mom's smile thinned. Don't start. When I didn't move, she reached and lifted my plate. You've been distant, she added, louder now, as if distance could be measured by auto-pay receipts with my name on them. Dad slid my dinner in front of Zane and clapped his shoulder. Family takes care of family. I looked around the room. Lights, garlands, presents I'd funded through the Christmas pot. I thought about the mortgage I'd been covering temporarily. The utilities that asked me for nothing because I had already said yes. Something inside me went perfectly still, like a pane of ice forming. Merry Christmas, I said. I took my coat from the kitchen chair that was supposed to be my place and walked out into the clean winter air. The cold hit me like a clean verdict. I walked until the neighborhood gave way to a strip of late-night storefronts, their neon signs humming like stubborn bees. A 24-hour laundromat glowed open beside a diner, both windows fogged by other people's heat. I chose the laundromat because I wanted the soft percussion of turning drums and the anonymity of quarters. Inside, a woman about my mother's age folded towels with a grace that felt priestly. Rough night? She asked without looking up. Family tradition, I said, and bought a tiny detergent from the vending machine just to have something to hold. I sat on a plastic chair and watched socks become planets inside a dryer. My phone lit up. 3 texts from Mom. Where did you go? You're being dramatic. Don't embarrass us. And one from Bree. Come back? Zane's trying. I typed and deleted a dozen replies. Finally, I'm safe, taking space. I turned off read receipts, and for the first time in my adult life, felt like I'd moved a piece on a board I didn't know I was allowed to play. The attendant, Vita, stitched on her name tag, wheeled over a cart. There's hot water by the back sink, she said, for tea. I thanked her and filled a paper cup. Steam rose, and with it a memory, me at 16, rehearsing scholarship essays while Mom RSVP'd me to cousins' weddings I couldn't afford to attend. Me at 22, landing my first job, and Dad handing me an envelope of temporary bills like a right. I opened my banking app. The mortgage autopay was still scheduled from my account, the bridge I'd agreed to 2 years ago. I canceled it. My pulse stuttered, then steadied. I reserved a room at the motel across from the diner for 2 nights and booked an afternoon session with a therapist I'd been too busy to call. Before leaving, I asked Vita if I could buy a roll of quarters. For boundaries, I said, half joking. She smiled like she'd heard that currency before. Morning seeped through motel curtains like a dare. I made a list: keys, passport, laptop, feelings I'd keep. At noon, I sat opposite a therapist named Hira who asked, "What would staying yourself look like?" I said 3 sentences. I won't fund the house. I won't be insulted in exchange for belonging. I will leave when I'm asked to disappear. I sent those lines to our family chat, drove back while daylight held. The tree blinked in the window. I walked in, calm as a closed book. Mom started to speak. I lifted a hand. I love you. I'm not the bank. If you need a loan, apply. If you want me here, set a place. Dad's mouth opened, then shut. Bree slipped to my side. I saved you a plate, she whispered, eyes wet. Not an apology, but a step. I set the plate at an open chair and sat. Not the head, not the edge. Now a seat that was mine because I chose it. The room adjusted around the fact.